season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The Vikings at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Vikings.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
40 yards rushing for him now at his first 2 carries of the ball game. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good, backside guys.
Man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave it with a 3rd and about 3 to go. A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Throwing Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. take this all the way down inside the 40.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Hey, we're good.
Following the interception, Cousins. He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Cousins on first down. And that'll be caught by Fehoko. Down inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Simi Fehoko. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Jones. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to get them out to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
On the return is Peterson. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, Cousins. His throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And once again, this defense very stout. They stop him for no gain for the 2nd straight play. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And this time he is in. Nwangu. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Joseph now to have the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. They'll roll him out right. The throw for Tony is intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because...
Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
Now think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions, That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
First play's a run with Nwangu. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Play fake. Cousins. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Leonard Williams drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here's Jackson to return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. On 3rd down, Jones. Catch made by Slayton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Jones now on 1st and 10. We'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Give that sack to Harrison Phillips, the big man. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Jones throwing on first down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw. Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Gano's kick is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps and soon.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
They're going to try and throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. On 1st down, they'll run into Wangu. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the 2nd half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
Cousins. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They'll run for it. It's Nwangu. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, That's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Another run now for Nwangu. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Third and goal for Cousins. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have got it on cruise control. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down.
Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Here's Jones on 1st down. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead. And it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them, play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. And that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
As this complete to Daniel Bellinger.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He's got a man complete. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Kadarius Toney.
71 yards.
And the Giants are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye. He
just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. He was brought down there by Julian Love.
It's now 2nd and 6.
We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On play action, Cousins.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
They'll go right back to the Nwangu.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run for it, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Giants are going to get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Jones now on 1st and 10.
Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
1st down, New York.
Jones throwing on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception.
Andrew Booth picks it up.
And he will take This one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, CD, you understand what they were thinking there, obviously. They're down big, just looking for anything to grasp onto. But what happens is they throw the pick six, the lead gets even bigger, and that kind of feels like the exclamation mark on a very impressive victory here.
And that's where you can see things really start to snowball, right? A lot of mistakes being made. They're down big. Now they're trying to get back into it. That gives those defenders more opportunities to take advantage of even more errant throws and extend this big lead.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we...
And now here's another interception. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On second and inches, Cousins. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
No gain on the play there, second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Off play action, Jones. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is third and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 41. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all three timeouts, but at this point,
doesn't look like it's going to matter much. 186 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Cousins here to throw.
And this one complete is Fehoko. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But as this defense walks off the field, they should do so